Welcome back. All right, Blues fans. I've seen you guys in the comments talking about how the Blues didn't do anything yesterday. They heard your calls. They've done something today. We'll start over here. Pavel Buchnevich. So there's been rumors about whether or not he might get moved. I'm going to say, nah, they're going to keep him. They've signed him to a 6-year extension, which starts next summer. So July the 1st of 2025, that kicks in. It's a 6-year deal worth $8 million per season. So by the numbers, that comes in right around where you would expect a contract for Pavel Buchnevich, and it means he's not going anywhere. St. Louis also picking up a couple of players today. Ottawa trading them Matthew Joseph, who has 2 years left on his contract. Also a 2025 third round pick. So why would Ottawa be doing that? They need to create cap space in order to get Pinto signed. The problem is the Pinto talks have apparently come to a standstill, and while he hasn't asked for a trade, he would be perfectly okay with one, is what the rumor is right now. So, yeah, Shane Pinto, will he sign? Will he not? Well, they now have 2.95 million more under the cap than they did before the trade. Also, St. Louis picks up Radek Faksa from Dallas. Future considerations of both of these trades. So now St. Louis technically can go to Ottawa or Dallas at a future date and say, hey, we took on this contract for you. We would like to, get a fourth round, fifth round pick, something like that. So that's the idea of future considerations, is you can go back to the team later, but no salary retention that I've seen on either of these deals. So this helps Dallas out a little bit. You'll notice Dallas is at the bottom of the board. They've signed Colin Blackwell to a 1-year deal worth league minimum of $775,000. And again, for Dallas, it's freed them up a little bit, give them a little bit more space. What did I say about teams spending right to the cap on day one? Yeah, it happened. Also, in signing news, the Pittsburgh Penguins signed the other Sebastian Aho, the one that's from Sweden but has the same name as the Finnish Sebastian Aho in Carolina. Well, this Sebastian Aho goes from the Islanders to the Penguins. It's a 2-year deal. It's league minimum, so $775,000 per season. Good work by Kyle Dubas and the Penguins there. Aho is a depth defenseman. Not a bad move. One thing to keep in mind with Ottawa's schedule this upcoming season, and one thing to talk about a bit with the Senators, is they do routinely get off to bad starts to the season. They're going to have to be very, very careful this year because they have a 9-game road trip that goes from December 17th to January 7th, because they're going to be hosting the World Juniors this year. So they have to be on the road for 9 games. So for Ottawa, they're going to need a strong October and November. They have not been able to put that together for years, and it is a huge part of the reason why Ottawa's found themselves outside the playoffs for so many years in a row. So that 9-game road trip is going to be a challenge. We'll see how things go. That, of course, spans across the Christmas break. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of an exhausting run for the Ottawa Senators. So, 2 players go to Nashville, and they both kind of throw shade at their former teams. And I thought about doing a video on this a little bit because I know Vegas fans are upset. Tampa fans are upset, so I wanted to go through this a bit. Stamkos saying of Tampa Bay that he held on as long as he could, and he said the toughest part is trying to hang on to something that isn't trying to hold on to you, basically saying that Tampa wasn't as interested in keeping him as he was in staying in Tampa. Also then Jonathan Marchessault coming out and saying, I don't think they tried their best to keep me. So both fans in Vegas and Tampa not very happy. Marchessault actually called Stamkos before either of them signed in Nashville. They talked it over, and they decided jointly to sign with the Nashville Predators. So for Barry Trotz has come out and said it's great to have players who say they're excited to come out and join us. It should be interesting. Both Marchessault and Stamkos had really, really strong seasons last year. If they can put up, I would say, 35 goals each, and they absolutely can, Nashville's going to be a heck of a lot better than they were last year in terms of getting goals on the board. So let me know your thoughts. How much do you think teams should be trying to hold on to players? Do you hold the teams responsible? Again, I mean, if Stamkos was that determined to stick around, he could have taken the last offer they'd made to him. Marchessault, I would say the same, but I understand. Marchessault was going to be tough to keep in Vegas because of their salary cap situation. And Stamkos, similar situation with Tampa. They're not in the same kind of cap hell situation that Vegas finds themselves in every year, but it's not too far off. And if they were going to get Gensel, there was no way they were going to be able to keep Stamkos. So understandable that fan bases are upset, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I just find it interesting that they both throw shade and they both talk together and they both go to Nashville. So there you go. Smoke bomb thrown, and he run off. Now, also signing today, Thomas Tatar is returning to the New Jersey Devils. Almost said New York Rangers, but I didn't because I did a Rangers video earlier, of course. 1 year for Tatar with New Jersey, $1.8 million. He had an up and down season. He was decent for Seattle at points, but I understood why Seattle didn't bring him back. I also understand why New Jersey would. There's enough there that I would say 10 to 15 goals. You can get that out of him. And he may very well experience a bit more of a rebirth of his offense in New Jersey than that. We shall see. So, headlining the remaining free agents on the market, and these are just unrestricted free agents, Tarasenko, Lankinen, who I think is still being underrated by many, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Suter, Jack Roslovic. I'm interested to see where Roslovic goes because he's still in his 20s, so I could see him going to one of the teams that have a ton of cap space. Nate Schmidt, Philip Zadina, Max Pacioretty, who had trouble with goal scoring in Washington. I'm not entirely surprised he didn't get signed yesterday. Alex Nylander, after that strong run with Columbus, it did not get him a contract yesterday. Van Riemsdyk, also amongst the remaining free agents. Van Riemsdyk was good for Boston, but I do understand why he didn't get signed yesterday. We'll see how many of these names come off the board today and as the summer rolls along. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.